think I know where you're going, but yeah.
And now we have a second innovation that has turned up in the last 10 years, right? Which has caught a lot of steam and created a lot of controversy
Right.
on blockchain.
I'm a fool for your love.
For those of you guys listening and watching, I know nothing about this. I did some homework in the morning when I was getting my hair colored because I had 5-6 hours to sit. So, can you explain what blockchain is, what NFTs are, and what's this whole space about?
I realized that like starting this conversation by saying, okay, this is what a blockchain is probably not the best approach. Like this, when I was doing my own research and trying to like understand the space, right? I came across this really interesting thesis by a person named Josh Rosenthal. I'm sure we'll add the link.
Yeah.
And Josh is basically a Fulbright scholar. He is a PhD. He's a historian. He's active in Web3.
Mhm.
And his thesis is very interesting. It basically compares the current moment we're living in with the transition between the Middle Ages and the Renaissance period,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
So now, what his argument is that there are many parallels
Right.
between the transition from the Middle Ages to the Renaissance period and the
Mhm.
period we live in now. So I'm just going to paraphrase those parallels because they're damn fascinating. And it makes you suddenly ask, hey, oh, blockchain is kya hai? Like, why is this interesting? Right? So, for context, the Middle Ages. This is your medieval period. At this, to paint a picture of what this period is like, one third of the land in Europe is owned by the church. You have royalty that is in charge, and the average person is basically working in agriculture. They live near their villages. They
Mhm.
don't have access to information at scale because all the information that is available, ideas, rights, if they exist, are written by hand and stored within the church, right? So they're
Right.
within the church's walls. Capital and property, the idea that an individual can own property doesn't exist,
Right.
right? We live on their land.
Mhm.
We don't have, as individuals in the Middle Ages, we don't have a lot of capital wealth. So now, what triggered the massive change of the Renaissance period? The Renaissance period was a period of immense innovation, lots of technological, artistic revolution, ideological revolutions, the effects of which we still feel today, right? So, what happened during that transition? There were two technological innovations that happened,
Mhm.
right? One was in around the 13th century. There was something that came up in Florence called double entry bookkeeping.
Right.
Right?
Right.
This was a ledger system. It was a very simple ledger system that basically you put credit and debit on one side each, right? And in this double entry bookkeeping, the technology you just have to know how to use it.
Mhm.
And what this basically meant was you could move capital really quickly, faster than what was possible before,
Right.
right? So a few enterprising people in Italy decided, chalo, we'll use this, and they became bankers. They started generating a lot of wealth, and then they used this wealth to buy land from the church, to bribe the church to buy land, and they used this wealth to buy positions of nobility.
Right.
Okay, so the first innovation that happens during this time is double entry bookkeeping.